All right, everybody. It is 9 o'clock. Let's get right into it. We do this show every Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern on Twitter Spaces. I'm Alan Gay, and this is Now D1 Speaks. I am really excited about tonight. We have got Alex Lavassar joining us. He is a 24 uncommitted. He's out of the state of Washington, and we're going to have a great conversation tonight. Hey, Alex, are you out there?
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, man, so glad you're with us. I can't wait to get going. Hey, why don't you introduce yourself? Maybe tell us what high school you went to, any travel teams you're playing with, maybe what your GPA is, and kind of how did you get into playing baseball?
Yeah, so I started off. My freshman and sophomore year, I went to Kennedy Catholic, and then I transferred to Mount Rainier, so that's where I go right now. And I'm sitting about 3.3 to 3.4 GPA. Still trying to get it up there, but then I'm playing for Reality Sports this summer, and so yeah, we'll have a good summer there. And then yeah, I started playing baseball when I was just probably 3 or 4, and played t-ball, and I really started finding my love for it when I was about 9 or 10, getting to my older years of Little League. And, I just think going out and competing every day, that's what I really fell in love with. So, yeah.
Heck yeah, Alex, man. It is so fun. I think about it too, man. I've got a son who played baseball, of course, and I think about when he
Uh-huh.
was 9, 10 years old playing Little League. I mean, that is honestly, that's a lot of fun. That's a
Oh,
great
yeah.
time, and I can see why you would fall in love with it about the time you're 9 or 10 years old.
Yeah.
Hey, so one of the things you mentioned was that you transferred high schools. What kind of led to that decision?
Yeah, I mean, after my sophomore year, I just kind of realized I wasn't really happy with um, going to school every day, to be honest. I didn't really feel like that was the best fit for me. And I had a lot of my buddies that go to my school now. And so I kind of realized that that would be the better fit for me, academically and athletically. So that's where that led from.
Makes sense. It's important. I mean, you really do
Yeah,
need to find a nice comfort. You're only going to have, you only have 3, 4 years of high school. You might as well enjoy it.
exactly. I felt like there's no point in going when I'm miserable every day and didn't like it. So
100%. I can appreciate that. So, reality sports, have you guys already kicked off your summer season or are you about to get started?
yeah, so we've played in I think 3 tournaments so far. We actually won a championship last night, so that's our first of the year.
Hey, man, congratulations. What a
Yeah, thank
fast
you.
start, too. I mean, we're only a couple of weeks into June. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
So, Alex, let me ask you, what positions do you play, and really, what are your strengths, and maybe a couple things you're working on?
Yeah, so I usually play shortstop or third base, and I usually play shortstop, but I trickle in every once in a while at third. And like one of my strengths, I'd say, is probably I think I hit the ball to all sides of the field with a lot of power, and then I also have, I'd say, pretty good contact abilities to get on base. And then definitely something I'm working on is I guess I'm always working on it, but getting mentally stronger and being able to, flush mistakes and move on.
You know what? I think that's something everybody works on, pros
Uh-huh.
included, and just regular people, like me as well. I mean, it's so amazing how much
Yeah,
power your mind has over your body, and to be
exactly.
no question about it. You think about baseball, especially baseball. I mean, guys that are successful only 3 out of 10 times are considered Hall of Famers. So what do you do those other 7 times? I mean, if you can
Exactly.
control, right, if you can control your mind, it's absolutely going to help you to be successful. So that's a great thing to be working on.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, that's going to be kind of interesting. I'm going to go ahead and throw this out here, something I usually don't do, a little bit different in order. We have got Danielle Martin is going to be joining us this Friday.
hmm
Danielle is a mindset coach. She's a mental coach, a performance coach. She works with travel baseball teams, high school teams, college teams, individual players. She played softball at UCLA in the mid 90s. She's got just a phenomenal career story. And the things that she's been able to do, a lot of people kind of look over the mental aspect, and she has really kind of grabbed that market and has taken off. I would tell you, Alex or anyone else that is listening, people that are going to listen later on the podcast, please tune in Friday night. Danielle Martin's going to be joining us, and she is phenomenal. And I think what a great lead in from you, Alex. I appreciate that. I didn't know you were going to talk about the mind piece, but that is what she specializes in. And she helps guys just like you to really get themselves mentally ready so they can be successful. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, because
Hey,
I mean, I think just kind of going along with that, like a lot of people focus on the physical game, and that's great and all, but if you, like you said, 3 out of 10 times, you're only gonna succeed 3 out of 10 times. So, I mean, I think a lot of people could use help with the other times where they're failing.
I think you're 100% right. Thank you. Hey, let me ask you something. All right, so you started playing when you're 3, 4 years old, played T-ball,
Mm-hmm.
you're having a great career, fell in love with the game at age 9. How, how or what is it that you do to really keep yourself motivated to just keep getting better? What is it that you're doing to push yourself?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's competition based. So I see everyone around me that's getting better, and that really encourages me to, I want to be the best. So I think I see other people getting better, and that just makes me want to get better than them. And so I think that really drives me and pushes me.
Man, I like that so much. And I can really appreciate that. Some people run from competition. I love
Mm-hmm.
the fact that you're saying, hey, I see guys that are better than me, and that drives me to just keep getting better. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
that's the kind of thing that you need on your own team as well.
Exactly.
In many cases, you don't want to be necessarily the best guy on the team. You know what I mean? You kind of want to be surrounded by phenomenal athletes that are pushing you to continue to elevate your game as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I think that rises level competition when you have a lot of people around each other, and they're all doing good. Everyone wants to do better than that. So
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Alex. Very mature. That's a great attitude right there. Hey, everyone that is listening tonight, thank you so much, man. We absolutely appreciate your support. If you did join late, don't worry about it. We record this space, so we'll be able to retweet it out later in its entirety, and you'll be able to hear everything. Tonight, we're talking with Alex Lavassar. He is out of Washington. He's a 24 uncommitted. He's a shortstop, and he's having a great career so far. So let me ask you something, Alex. And I got to believe there have been, but tell me about any particular memorable moments or achievements that you've had on the field, and then kind of expand upon that and really tell me what it is that you learned from it.
yeah. So I got the opportunity to play in the Baseball Factory All American games,
Hmm.
and that was down in Arizona, and that I think I really grew as a player down there, seeing what other guys around me do that can make me better in a lot of ways. So I think it was just picking up the little things that people do, and how can I take those into my game and make me better.
Yeah, absolutely. So uh, that was obviously last summer. So you were a sophomore, rising junior at that time.
No, that was actually um, I think that was January
Oh, all
of
right. So
this
that
year. Yeah,
gotcha. So that was during the winter break.
exactly. Yep,
Oh, that's fantastic. What a great experience all the way around. And I love that. It's always the iron sharpens iron.
exactly.
Absolutely. And Baseball Factory has such a great reputation. I mean, they bring together fantastic people. And if you're going to be somewhere in the state of, somewhere in the States, Arizona's a pretty good place to be in January.
Oh yeah, I love Arizona.
I love that. Hey, when you were introducing yourself, one of the pieces that you walked through was your GPA. How do you
Mhm.
balance your academic requirements with baseball? Because obviously, baseball takes a lot of your time. Heck, even in your free time, you're going to Arizona. So, I mean, how do you balance those two and make sure that you have got the grades that you've already got?
Yeah, so I during the day at school, I'm doing pretty much everything I can to get all my work completed for the day. So I try not to have as much homework as I can. And so once I get home, I can I can either go lift or go hit and take ground balls. So I don't really have to worry about the schoolwork aspect when I get home. And so that's just what I do. And I've always done that.
That's smart. Again, very mature, professional approach right there. Hey, one
Yeah.
of the little comments that you just made is it gives you the opportunity to go lift. You spend a good deal of your time in the weight room?
Yeah, I'd say I spend at least during the season not as much, and I'm just more maintaining strength, but I'm still trying to get in the weight room at least 4 times a week or so.
That's a
Um,
lot. That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So and then during the off season, I'm more like 5 to 6, depending on what I'm doing.
Hey, that's impressive. I always think about this one thing, man, and you're not old enough to remember, but I'm sure you've heard about it. And there was the whole steroid era of
Hmm.
professional baseball. And the one thing that really proved out, not the steroids were the direction to go, but the thing that it proved out was strength overcomes a lot. You got to be strong in baseball. And so I love the fact that you're in the weight room 4 or 5 times a week and you're working out. Hey, what's your favorite lift?
To be honest, I'm a big squat guy. I really like that's my biggest lift. So I really take pride in that. So
Hey, I
probably
like
squat.
it. What's your PR?
I'm like 475, but I rep out 450.
That's big time, Alex. There's not
Yeah,
too many shorts. I guarantee there's not too many shortstops across the country that have got a 475 PR. I will guarantee, especially a junior.
yeah.
Guarantee that's big time right there,
That's
man.
my claim to fame. So
No doubt. Yeah, that, hey, well deserved claim to fame.
yeah,
The one thing that's amazing is when you get to college, you're going to be competing against men, essentially.
hmm,
You've got guys now. You got your redshirt year, you got your COVID year, you've got guys that are 6 years of eligibility. You're going to be
yeah,
competing against guys that are 22, 23. Heck, some guys may even be 24 years old. I mean, they are men, and they have
yeah.
been spending considerable amount of time in the weight room. So what you're doing already is setting yourself up for success.
Hmm.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
475, that's not a joke. That's big
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Hey, let me ask you something about just as you kind of look back, who's been maybe a particular coaches or players that have really been influential, maybe in the development of who you are now as a player?
yeah. So I mean, definitely my dad. Well, actually my parents, but especially my dad, because he's always throwing to me or taking me to the field to take ground balls. So, he's um, definitely the biggest person who's impacted my baseball life. But then, I couldn't do anything without my mom being the supportive person she is and so loving. And then my hitting coach Todd Takeyoshi, I worked with him in the off season. He really got my swing feeling good and feeling confident. So definitely shout out to him too.
Hey, man, I love that, especially being a dad. I mean, I can appreciate that. You can't do without those dads, and it's amazing
That's
what the
right.
moms do. I mean, the
Yep.
moms are the backbone. So your hitting coach, maybe pronounce his name one more time. And how'd you find him?
Yeah, his name's Todd Takeyoshi. I think he's the AAA head hitting coordinator for the A's Association. And so yeah, he's a friend of my dad's. Who's They played together when they were back in high school, and they, um, reached out to see if I could hit with him, and he was really welcoming, and he really helped me out a lot
I guess he did. What a professional approach. I'm sure that he was able to show you as well.
for sure. Yeah,
Oh man, that's big time right there. The more high level people you can continue to kind of surround yourself with, the better off you're going to be. So, I mean, that's just huge right there, Alex.
yeah, and he just not just hitting wise, but he definitely mentally got me right with my approach and everything like that. And he got me thinking about a lot of different things that, a lot of people probably never thought about until they talk to him and someone with his knowledge.
Yeah, for sure. Would you mind if I kind of put you on the spot? Maybe give us an example of one of the things that he has talked about that maybe you've never heard before.
Yeah. So one thing I thought this was really interesting when I first started working with him was a lot of guys in this swing, they actually they snap their wrists out later, like more in front of their body. But we really talked about, we call it the whipping, but we started whipping it right about like where my bell would be, and that really, because that's your fastest, that's in your hands are the fastest right in there, And so that helped me get a lot more exit velocity off my swing.
Man, Alex, that's so cool that you're able to hey, for anybody, let me just kind of preface this. Anybody that is listening tonight, Alex and I, we've never met. I mean, this conversation is just kind of flowing, and there's no retakes, there's no edits. I mean, Alex had no idea I was going to ask him about his hitting coach, and then to hear Alex to be able to kind of verbalize what it is that Alex is not only saying but asking him to do. I mean, that just speaks volumes of you, Alex. That one, you've got the physical ability to be able to do the things that you're being taught or trained or asked to do, but that you also really you have that mental ability to not only be able to verbalize it, but I can tell in the words that you were using that you can visualize it while you're doing it. And that's I mean, I'm sure that you have been seeing incremental improvements in your own game, but I know that Todd's able to see that as well, and it's got to be exciting for Todd, just as as it is exciting for you. I mean, it's really cool. I mean and I think that this kind of forum where somebody like Alex has the opportunity to kind of come on and talk, it's got to be. I got to tell you, I think that coaches enjoy hearing that. They realize that these are guys, especially somebody like Alex, who is extremely mature, that's able to take care of his own business off the field. They're going to give coaches the opportunity to be successful on the field so they can just really concentrate on winning. But you hear somebody like Alex that is very, very coachable, understands what it is that you're trying to coach, and then to be able to put it into reality. I mean, that just speaks volumes of you. That was really impressive. I know you had no idea I was going to ask you about that, and the way you were able to phrase that was really impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, everybody that's joining, thank you so much. We absolutely appreciate it. It's a Twitter space. It's live. We record it, and the thing that's really cool about this is we turn it into a podcast. And this podcast is really kind of blowing up. It's on every major platform that you could imagine from Apple on. I think it's on 20 or 25 different platforms right now. Got a lot of coaches that are listening to it, a lot of coaches that are interested in it. We talk to uncommitted players that are either high school 23, 24, 25 uncommitted, or we talk to junior college uncommitted. Monday through Thursday, and then on Fridays we kind of do a special feature where what we have is quote unquote professional people come on, and they kind of give their experiences with the game, and it's all directed toward uncommitted. So it's really kind of cool. So Alex, let me ask you, what are your goals kind of going forward? Kind of tell me what it is. I mean, reality sports has already kicked off 3 tournaments. I don't know what the rest of the summer holds for you, but specifically, what are you trying to achieve over the summer? And then really a little bit longer term goals. What are you thinking about here over the next 2 to 5 years?
Yeah, so my goal right now is just to have the best summer ball season I can, get as many looks as I can going to events, because I'm going down to Omaha here in the next week for a baseball factory event. So right now I'm focused more on that, and doing really good at that and as best as I can. And then coming back home and finishing off the summer with a few more tournaments and doing good in those. And then long term, I would say, get committed here pretty soon, and then do good at the next level.
Absolutely, man. I love that. So when we talk about the next level, as I'm sure well aware of, to get to the next level, you really need to be recruited. So kind of just give us an overall sense of where are you in the recruiting process, and then also kind of like what's an ideal fit for you. And what I mean by that in regards to a college environment. I mean, are you looking for a large state school or maybe a little smaller private school? Would you prefer to go out of state? So just kind of where are you in the recruiting process? And if you just had the ideal pick for Alex, what would that school environment look like?
For sure, yeah. Definitely, I mean, right now I'm talking to a few coaches. pretty heavily. And so I think hopefully I'll pick up the offers from them. And then ideally I want a school that's, a smaller school, smaller D1 most likely. And then definitely in just a college town. I really want that full college experience. Where I live, there's not too many local colleges at that level, but the one I definitely think about is Washington State University. I really like them and their program.
Hey, that's pretty cool. Let me ask you something. And there's probably other Washington State universities, but what is it specific to their program that kind of draws you in? Is it because of the setting that they're in, more of a college town atmosphere, or is there something else?
Yeah, I attended a camp there a couple years ago and just really liked the coaching staff. Talked to them a little bit. Really liked what they had to offer. And then my older sister goes there, and I've been there quite a few times and really like the town it's in. It's called Pullman. It's a really good college town, and it looks really fun and a good place to be.
Man, that's so cool, Alex. Man, I got to tell you, you're right here on the doorstep of the rest of your life. And I think you're already starting off with a great summer. I think you're going to have a phenomenal summer. Just in the little bit of time that we've had to kind of talk and get to know each other. I mean, you're very, very mature. I mean, I love your answers. I love the tone of your voice. I mean, you're very confident in knowing what it is that you're doing and what it is that you want to do. And that kind of stuff's going to stay with you forever. You've already got coaches that are reaching out to you. They're, whether it's through text, email, calls. I mean, you're kind of dipping your toe into recruiting and what it's all about. I, I really think, and then I think about your hitting coach and the level that you're at. I mean, there's just, I kind of keep harping on that. But I got to tell you, Alex, there's just not a lot of athletes that can truly understand what's being taught to them. There's phenomenal athletes that just have the gift to be able to go out there and do whatever just because they got the God given ability and then they put the work in. But then there's a different type of athlete that can really listen to someone and apply it as well. I tell
Mm-hmm.
you, man, you're right here. I think you and your mom and your dad, you're going to have some serious conversations over the summer as to what it is that you really want to do and where it is that you want to go. And that's exciting, man. I mean, it's right here, right in front of you. So congratulations, man. You are
Yeah,
absolutely
thank you.
handling, you're taking care of your business.
Yeah, I'm really excited for what the recruiting process has to offer for me.
No
So
doubt. No doubt. Hey, anybody that's listening tonight, if you're uncommitted and you're a 23 through 25 or you're a JUCO or anything like that, and you would like to be a part of this forum, please reach out to me. I'm on Twitter. I'm at now underscore D1. Just send me a DM. I will tell you that June is completely booked and we've moved into July, which is fine because I think we're going to do this in July and August as well, and maybe we'll just kind of continue it into the fall, but we'll be able to work something out. And again, we do turn this into a podcast, and that podcast is now D1 Speaks. So go out there and find that podcast, subscribe to it, and maybe give us a 5-star rating if you enjoy what you're hearing. Hey, Alex, let's end it tonight with maybe you kind of looking back. And I think one of the things that you said at the beginning that I thought was really cool was, hey, I fell in love with the game when I was 9, 10 years old. Started when I was 3, but it was something about that little league, experience. And I can feel it, a lot of times that's when it really starts hitting is around 9, 10. You start making all-star teams and so forth. And you start realizing I'm pretty good and it's fun. And this is something I may want to do for a long time. So if you had an opportunity to talk to that kind of age group, and there was a kid that was like, man, I just really, really want to play baseball, what kind of advice would you give him?
I would just say be the hardest worker you can be when you step on the field. Um, I think the person who's going to work the hardest is going to always eventually have success and have get the opportunities they've strived to work for.
That's so true in life in all kind of aspects, isn't it? I mean, you really, really have got to put the work in and put the effort in, and you'll find a lot of success no matter what it is you're doing. I think that's great advice, man. Great
Yeah,
advice right there.
yeah. I would just say, that's kind of my life motto is I'm probably not always going to be the most talented and the best athlete or whatever, but I think if you can have the mentality we're gonna step into place and work harder than anyone there, I think that's pretty powerful.
It's very powerful. No doubt about it, Alex. Hey, man, I got to tell you, I have really enjoyed tonight. I think that you have got a lot on the ball. I think you got great physical ability. You got great mental ability. I tell you, I think you've got your whole future right here in front of you. I've really, really enjoyed getting to know you. I hope you have enjoyed tonight.
Yeah, I have. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for the kind words. I'll tell you, tomorrow night, we've got a 25 uncommitted from Indiana. It's Jamil Philippe. I think he's got a phenomenal story. I think you're going to want to tune back in, kind of hear what it is that he has going on as well. Hey, Alex, again, thank you very much for tonight. And I wish you nothing but the best of success and fortune coming in the future.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Hey, we're going to end it there tonight, guys. Thank you.